Good morning.
Good morning.
You know what day it is, don't you?
Here we are again. It's Friday again.
Stitchalong Friday.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. We are so good. This is so funny. So we are here, and I'm just so happy to be able to be here yet another week.
Yes.
Yesterday I spent some time, was it yesterday? No,
Yeah.
the day before.
Oh.
I spent some time designing for the next October Stitchalong.
Well, yes, I think you did that on Wednesday. I was going to say, oh, did you design yesterday? Because I actually had the day off yesterday.
Yes, we had a stat holiday for Canadians.
Yes.
And that means that we Canadians were supposed to reconcile and forgive. No.
Truth and reconciliation in regards to our Aboriginal communities in Canada who have been treated not so correctly over the years.
In history, that's
in
for
history,
sure. And
yes.
whatever, it was a holiday again, so the two of us were just so happy to have a little day off.
Exactly.
What
and
did you do?
I reconciled with my truth and stayed in my sewing room.
I reconciled with Richard.
And my husband, actually, he was outside doing his own thing, and so it was kind of a nice, peaceful day. I called him in for lunch, and he actually came in and he said, I thought lunch was ready. I said, no, I called you in to get lunch.
So that he could get lunch for you. Oh, that makes way more sense. Hello, Tammy. It's payday. Yay, shopping again.
Yep.
Yes, well, one has to go shopping. Norma says, hello, enjoying a cup of coffee. That's great. Hello, Barbara. Good to see you too.
Hola, Marley.
Oh, Marley, happy Friday to you. And Sandy, good Friday morning. Thank you so much. It looks like there's a number of people here, and they're all just coming on board.
Yep. Oh, hi, Viv.
Oh, you're back.
Yeah.
So good to see you, Viv. I know that there's been many times when I've regretted not having you here. Well, not regretted. That's the wrong word. Missed you.
Missed you.
Sorry,
yes.
not having you here.
Yeah.
I wished you were here more often. It was great fun having you here in all of our retreats.
It was, yeah.
And when you came to visit, and it was all so good.
We haven't seen Viv for a few years now.
No, but she's looking good.
Yeah.
Brenda Lichtleyer, good morning, everyone. And Jean Morrison from Atlanta.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's sunny there. It was sunny here this morning.
You know what? It was sunny when I got up. It was beautiful and sunny at my house, and so I took the country road out here. Not the highway.
You went north, though.
Yeah, yes, I came north, and I took the nice country, drive, and the leaves all turning orange, and a little mist over the nice farm fields. And as I'm getting closer, I went, what's that black cloud over Sydney?
Yes, that's the black cloud over our office.
Yeah, that's right.
It doesn't make sense because it's usually quite sunny here.
It's usually quite sunny, and I think it might actually be raining again. But anyways, that's all good.
It's all good. Good morning, Lynn Burton. Good to see you. Yes, we're both quite well. I have a little bit of a headache, so I'm not going to be quite as voluble. Oh, those headaches. They sometimes can really get you. I'm sure those of you who get those very often know exactly what I mean. Everything you have to keep everything down a little bit, not so loud.
And this kind of weather, it's kind of nice to keep it down, and or this time of year. Fall is a good time to just be quiet.
Yes, I agree. And then you can cook soups.
Yeah.
I love cooking soups.
Yeah. I made chili last night.
Did you? See, that's the kind of thing we do in the fall.
Yeah, made chili with some of the habanero peppers that my husband has grown.
In your garden?
In the garden, actually in the greenhouse. He overwintered a few of the pepper plants that we had from last year. And this year I've got habaneros that are like this.
Wow.
I've never seen habaneros that big before.
Up here, no.
Up here.
Yeah, don't forget, they do grow down south.
They do.
Very rarely do they grow up here.
here.
It looks like, see, you went a bit autumn in the background. Yes, Brenda.
Yes.
I tried really hard. I spent an hour yesterday rehanging everything. Lisa and I were just discussing it. She said, you had to take off all of the ones from before. I said, yes, I wish I could have taken off all the holes that the nails made.
That's right, exactly. And so I said, why, you need to put toothpaste in there, except not the colored toothpaste, like not the stuff with the turquoise, but the white toothpaste, and that'll fill up the hole. but then you'll have minty fresh walls.
Which we can use around
Which
here.
we can use. Actually, you know, it would be kind of nice to have a minty fresh studio.
I've never heard of that, putting toothpaste in the holes.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to go upstairs and get some white toothpaste.
See if it works anyways.
Yeah.
What's the worst that could happen?
Well, I guess it will make it a little bit like calcify, so it'll make it
that's
like,
right. You know how
plaster.
Toothpaste, you know, if
Hardens.
there's hardens.
Yeah. I'm going to try it.
See what happens.
Yeah, exactly. Brenda, and then Brenda says, doing that seasonal thing. Exactly. Yeah. Trying hard anyway. You know, I don't have too many clothes, though, that go with the season, the autumn season.
I've never been an autumn color kind of.
No, you've been more like the opposite, the cooler colors,
that's right? Yes.
Yes, and I don't have too many of those myself. I used to have one jacket that was orange, now I recently bought another jacket, but it's too hot in here. I can't wear that jacket, so I'm going with black. All during the season.
Black is good too.
It goes with everything.
Yeah, it does.
Hello, Suzanne Healy. Thank you. And good morning from soon-to-be hot Berkeley. Yes, you're getting that sunny weekend like we are.
Very nice.
Nice, Donna. Good to see. Gail Settler says, beautiful beginning of October. Yes, it is the 1st.
Yes, it is.
Can you believe it?
I know. No, I can't believe it. It's like, it's hard to believe it is that time of year.
Linda says one of our pictures is wonky. I want to tell you, Lynn, all of our pictures are somewhat wonky. It's what happens, you know, you put it all up and it's all perfect, and then because it's a house and there's people walking and we don't slam doors, but we close doors all over the place. Just eventually you'll get the little wonkiness, so I'll fix it for next week.
Yeah, but it's no promise that it'll stay that way either. Yeah.
Hello, my lady. Hello, Linda. I know it bothers you a lot, right, Lynn? I know that if I were to look at a wonky picture in somebody's video, I would go, oh my goodness, why don't they straighten that one up?
And yes, I won't look at it, but yes, I agree.
It's the pumpkin farm.
Yeah, it is.
That's the one that's the most wonky.
And I could get up and fix it, but then you'd see the back of me. And
we're not into that.
No.
But thank you for letting us know. We should have checked that before we started. So we have this week, not only did we have yesterday off, and so that left us with only 4 days of work, but you also kind of, you said, I've caught up.
I've caught up.
What does that mean?
What that meant was I had packaged all the orders that had come in. So I caught up with that. I caught up with all the bookkeeping. So I caught up that. And so, I was saying I'm caught up, but I don't think I'm caught up anymore. So I've got a few things to do today. Wishful thinking, right? I caught up. Yeah, I know.
Anyway, I was going to say how exciting, because I had some things that I wanted to do with you. I'm waiting for you to catch up.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and that's why I said, yes. That's
Yay. Right. Hello, Mary Woodwitz. Hello. I knew someone came on board. Anyway, it's really good to know. And what I did this week, I did my design for the Stitchalong, and you'll only get a very small portion this morning. Yeah. Mainly because I feel that there hasn't been enough space between the last September and October. So those of you who haven't quite finished September or are about to, you got a little more of a chance to finish September before October overwhelms you.
Rolls through.
But the October design, it looks really cute, and I hope that you're going to enjoy it. I'll reveal at the end of this stream. What else? Oh, yes, we do have... What else did I do? I can't remember. I think I did very little this weekend, or this week.
Yeah, it feels like we had a weekend, doesn't it?
But it does, kind of. No, but I'm thinking, as far as Victoria Sampler is concerned, I don't think I did my... Oh, yes, I did some more decluttering in the Victoria Sampler workroom.
Yes.
All of the technology shelves.
I noticed that shelf was clear. 2
large boxes are sitting in the garage, ready to be donated to people who like to refurbish electronics. We've got cords, we've got, old, what do you call it? Not even that old. Keyboards. We have so many things there.
We've gone through quite a bit of computer equipment over the years.
And do you know, I even found some floppy disks.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of floppy, and they're not floppy disks, we have some old DVDs
Mm-hmm.
that need to be going
I
through
know,
as well.
I know. They're also all
Yeah.
still there. They haven't been gone through.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've got, backups to our backups to our backups
Yeah.
to our computer system. And we used to do this, and now we're doing that.
Yeah.
I know all of you have the same thing. But when you don't throw anything away because you're afraid that you might need it in the future for your business, then suddenly finding that you can throw things away because everything is so much more modernized now. I just felt great. No, we'll throw those headphones in there. Those headphones don't work anymore. And we've got, everything is a lot simpler these days, I think.
Yes.
We used to have
big, bulky
things.
Yeah.
Exactly. Anyway, so that was great fun. To get rid of some of it. And then when I look at all the rest of our business and how much more needs decluttering, get a little overwhelmed, but at least I did one bookshelf.
Yes. That's very good.
Thank you. I'm so proud.
Yeah, it looks very good.
I like the scene behind you, says Mary. Thank you. I did that yesterday. I was happy to do it. Donna's going to start September today.
Oh,
okay, well, then you'll be all ready next week for part 2 of October.
That's right.
I am pretty sure. Thank you. I do need a bit more time for September. I still have a little bit to do yet on the September block. Exactly. So I thought, well, I could actually wait and start on the 8th.
Yeah.
But then I thought, well, then we need another break at the end of November. So you've got a little bit this time. And I think the next installment for the Stitchalong is going to be a bit bigger.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. So finish up your September so you can catch up with us. Dorothy Wendell, good morning. I almost forgot to come. I was outside in the beautiful 80-degree weather. Oh, wow. Yes, exactly. Iowa also can get pretty snowy in the winter, so enjoy it.
Yeah.
We have a Stitch of the Week.
We do, exactly.
Which is the last one in the level 4, right?
Yes,
the last design.
Hem stitch or drawn thread of level 4.
Yes. So this, we won't go into great detail on this one because it, again, is a similar hem stitch to any other hem stitch that we've had, really.
Yeah. I call it plain hem stitch, but I'm sure there's a different name for it. But.
All of them are plain. They're just slightly, they're stitched slightly differently. And, of course, you can see they are gathering 4 fabric threads this time at a time. I'm trying to make it so that you can see the pattern a little bit closer. And I wonder if it'll, oh, almost.
Almost there.
If I didn't shiver and shake while I was holding it up, you could see it more clearly. Unfortunately, it's hard to hold things up like that. Maybe if I get a little closer, what do you think? No, it doesn't like that. No. Anyway, that's the one for this week, and it will be up on our YouTube channel
at 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. It's preset. And do we have a sample of that?
We do.
I have used it, I think, many places.
You have used it many times, but, I didn't really have time to grab it. So this is it right there.
Okay.
And I'll let you do the showing.
So the top of it?
The top
is, this is
right there. Heirloom Homecoming.
Heirloom Homecoming. I knew it was about
home. And this is the rustic colors.
Exactly. And that's because it is autumn.
Yes.
We thought we'd show you the autumn rustic colors. What is the stitch between the vines and the gold border? Ah, yes, that will be next week's Stitch of the Week, which I think is the single cross eyelet.
Yeah.
I was hoping to give Stitchalong as a Christmas gift. Will it be over by then? Deborah, it may be... Actually, I believe that all through December, I'm going to be there to give you the pattern in on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you can finish it all then, but maybe you can give it to them, give them a picture of the almost finished. I'm sorry. I just, honestly, I don't know what to say. It's usually we have 4 parts or 3 or 4 parts a month.
Yeah.
And depending on the complexity of the December design, I could do it possibly in 3 installments, which definitely would mean that you would be maybe just barely ready to give it away as a gift. So hopefully when you're giving it to someone, you don't have to mail it.
Yes.
because that would be hard. Anyway, so this is the Homecoming sampler. And the stitch is right here. And I can get really close and Isn't it amazing how great it is when I am stabilizing the frame on the desk in front of us? Look, I'm not shivering or shaking, and it's in perfect focus.
I know, I see that.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Home is where my heart is. It's where I long to be. Comfort, joy, and laughter with friends and family. This is a design that I made during a time when there was a lot of people going off to war. And the homecoming part of it really made sense to me. And then I realized it wasn't just soldiers who were coming home.
Yeah.
Everybody
comes home. Yeah.
And certainly I can come home at Christmas. You can make these in Christmas colors. It's called the Heirloom Homecoming Sampler. I hope you enjoy it. Let me see. Oh, I've got to bring this forward again. Glad to be here, says Juliet. Deborah says, pick a good idea. Okay. They'll get it right after Christmas. Or after New Year's, probably. Karen says, but I can see it.
Good.
Good. What is the stitch between the vines and the gold border? We did that. Yeah. Hi there. Glad to be here. We did that. Hello, Patty. Sorry, I'm losing track because my eyes are not doing very well. I have a little headache. What's the difference between an eyelet and an eye stitch? I don't think that there is much of a difference.
I think an eyelet is pulled and an eye is not.
That's a think. We don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure whether there is an eye stitch. I've never heard of an eye stitch just by itself. Usually it's an eyelet, a pulled eyelet, or it's dove's eyelet, you know, or a Algerian eyelet. The eye part of it is, you're right, must be pulled, but eye stitch also means it's pulled. So honestly, I don't know. I've never heard of just a plain eye stitch, Juliet. So maybe you can look it up. And I would be happy to look it up in one of my books if I could. But seriously, I've never heard of an eye stitch. Karen says, so I will be able to download it. Yes, absolutely. You'll be able to download it in December.
Yes.
Now, Karen, I'm not sure what you meant by, so I will be able to download it. Did you say something before? No, you didn't. Okay. Dorothy says, Heirloom Homecoming is gorgeous. Is there an ACT pack available for it?
There was.
Dorothy, we're very sorry to tell you this, but we have stopped making all the ACT packs this summer. And so they are discontinued. All the ACT packs for all of our designs are discontinued. So what I suggest is that you Google it by putting in Heirloom Homecoming ACT pack or accessory pack and seeing if a shop might have it on their website.
Yeah.
123 Stitch might still have some. The one Needle in a Haystack might still have some. Like the shops would have bought some from us
years ago
before, and they may still have one left over, or you might find one on Etsy. We have recommended that people basically Google for those products, and if you find it, grab it, because they're all rapidly going to be sold off, right? Because we're not making anymore.
Yeah.
And because I am semi-retired, I am not going to be doing that particular work in our office anymore. Yes, I understand it, says Karen. Oh, good.
Good.
Thank goodness. Marcy's only here for a bit. Okay, go shopping. I don't know about you. I love shopping. Okay, says Dorothy.
Yeah.
So she understands. And hello, Cleary. Long time no see. Welcome back. Good to see you here. And we've done our Stitch of the Week already.
We have.
Oh,
yes.
One thing you forgot. I see this sitting here.
I finished something yesterday.
She's so excited.
Yeah, I'm so excited because it was mostly finished the end of August. But I finally, yesterday, attached the bee charms to the pin keep. It's perfect. So it's now officially all done. And so now I have to turn it into this.
This is one you finished already.
This is one I finished.
Mine.
It's Thea's. This is the model. And so now I have to finish mine. I do have the base, so that's good.
Yes, thank goodness for that.
Thank goodness for that.
So this is going to be what you just finished doing, right?
Yeah.
This is with the flowers around the beehive and the little the little bees on it. Did you do 2 or did you just do 1?
I just did 1.
Oh, that's okay, right?
Yeah.
Yes, so the back
exactly
is this lovely fabric. Do you still have some of that fabric?
Oh, yeah, I've got that fabric.
There's that one. And then you've finished the top of this.
There's the top.
Really, there isn't a lot of stitching in that one.
No, actually, it was quite a quick stitch.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the queen bee.
Which is going to be finished like that. I don't know about you, but I just love the colors on this green.
Me too. Yeah, it was a lot of fun to stitch on the green.
And you did something. You finished.
Yes. I finished something.
Congratulations.
Yes.
It's hard to sometimes get to finishing. Like just the last stitch. You've got it sitting there for what? Several months?
Oh, yeah. No, I had the bee charms there, but I had moved on to the pumpkin patch farm, which is that one right there.
The honky one.
Yeah, the wonky one.
I love it. Patty says, I have this, and I think it's the the bumblebee pincushion.
Pincushion.
And she hopes to get it done next year, too. I love the daisies, says Gail.
Me too.
Hi, Beverly. Good to see you. So that's good, because that was what you did this week.
That's what I did yesterday.
Yes. But when I said, what were you doing this week?
Yes.
This is something. Besides doing nothing.
Yes. Yeah.
And what I did was I changed all of the background so it looks more Halloween-y.
Mm-hmm. Autumn-y
and Halloween-y. Please help me with my mindset. I don't know if I can do this. I keep thinking if I'd use DMC threads for your patterns instead of silk floss that I'm cheapening the product. Is that necessarily true?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think you're cheapening anything by deciding that you don't want to use more expensive silks. However, there is one thing that the silks will give you, and 2 things that the silks will give you. So you decide whether you would like to use some silks and some DMC. Is that the silks that I use are particular colors. So sometimes that's important and sometimes it isn't. Your DMC equivalent is not going to be exact.
No.
It just can't be.
No.
And for that matter, it would be really important for you to double check to make sure that the DMC equivalents all go together because they are done by one of our staff and not necessarily in the best light. So they are only a suggestion, the DMC conversions we have on our website. And we have the conversions in the FAQ on our regular website, victoriasampler.com. So that works, no problem. The second thing that silks will do, actually there's 3 things.
Yeah.
So the second thing silks will do is they will give you a better sheen.
Yes.
And they are slightly thicker in nature, so you'll get a slightly better coverage than DMC cotton thread. It's not that it's bad to have cotton threads. It's just a different dye lot, different dyes, and then also the thread itself is different. And of course you can feel it. It's not as silky. And finally, the over dyes definitely are silk. And if you use an equivalent in DMC, you're not going to get that
over-dyed effect.
Yeah, you're not going to get the changes in, the beautiful changes in shades, etc., that give the DMC then a reason to be there. So keep in mind that I would recommend that you always use the over-dyed silks if you can. Either Gloriana, what are some of the other collection. Depends on which fabric which pattern you're using.
Thread Gatherer was another one, And there's others that we've never used.
Exactly. So you were talking about cheapening something, and I understand you want to not pay too much for your threads. Yeah, in that way you are making it cheaper. But that doesn't mean that your end product isn't going to be just as lovely in its own way. Yeah. It has its own charm, and certainly cottons do. Okay? Yeah. So you decide what you're going to not substitute or substitute, and you'll be fine. Sylvie says, hello, TGIF is right. Are all your stitcheries stitched with silk thread? Almost all, Juliette. I would say 98%.
Yeah, exactly. The Beyond Cross Stitch kits
were all DMC.
Were all DMC.
I did that on purpose.
Yeah, and I think like the birthday bell pulls were all DMC except for the Kryonic braid, and same with the needle rolls. Yeah, but mostly everything else was done with silks.
Yes, and there's a reason for me personally. I love the colors and the thickness and the thinness and the sheen of the fiber. I was
The different textures.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Just beautiful to work with. Also, they feel good in your hand as long as you've got, you know, some kind of hand cream to make sure you don't start snagging things if you've got dry hands, which I don't. So I just really enjoy working with silks, and I also feel the amount of work that we put into these things.
Yeah.
If you're using something that you don't especially want to use, but you're doing it because, you know, you feel that you shouldn't make it too expensive, well, that's your choice, of course. But from my point of view, I'm spending all these hours on this. I want it to be a not only enjoyable adventure, but also last longer.
Yeah.
And the silks definitely do that. They will last longer than, like, silk thread is stronger, much stronger than the cotton
thread.
So,
yeah.
And, you know, I just like to use silks because they feel good. Let's see. Dorothy says, I like the silk floss much better, but sometimes it's really hard finding the colors. Absolutely. So don't feel like, oh gosh, you know, I have to forget the DMC and oh my goodness, now I'm making my product worse. No, you can use any kind of thread at all. Majority of the time you should be able to get the overdyes, hopefully. And Mary says, me too. Patty says, I got the birth sampler. Anything special I need to know? I was lucky to find an ACK pack on eBay. Congratulations. I wonder which one you got. Was it the boy or the girl ACK pack?
I think the ACK pack had both the pink and the blue.
Oh, there you go.
Ribbon in it.
What do I know?
Yeah. So.
Is it going to be for a girl or a boy?
Yeah.
If you know ahead, then that's good. I actually think that the pink is probably a little more feminine and the blue can be for both, don't you think? Or
I think so, because it's not really a blue. It's kind of a
grayish blue.
A grayish,
grayish blue girl. Oh, it's going to be a girl. Okay. So you're good. You've got that lovely rose pink. Yes, Lisa just informed me.
Yeah.
I don't know everything. It says on the Facebook, on my Facebook profile, in this group, it says I'm the expert.
Oh, does it?
I'm going to make you the expert. I'm not the expert. Well, along with the pattern for the heirloom homecoming, I thought I'd also show you a couple of other things that I thought would be really cute. And
actually, I think the heirloom family also might have that.
So it does.
Hem stitch too in it somewhere.
Actually, slightly different stitch, but that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, well then, in that case, I have a legitimate reason.
Well, that's right. And it is a beautiful sampler.
The heirloom family sampler has this big tree on the top, and the tree actually is meant as a kind of like a family tree, but I didn't put names in. I put these lovely multicolored birds in. And as my family is a sheltering tree. And then you see little trees, and then there's a wonderful pulled thread as well as drawn thread band right here, which I just love that. Strong branches to comfort me. There's no place that I'd rather be than with my loving family. And as you can see, there is one here that is the same drawn thread as the stitch of the week.
Yes.
Right here. Even though there's pulled thread underneath, the stitch of the week is up here, just simply by itself. So you do them one after another. And then those are my parents' names. My father's name was Herbst, and my mother's name was Vanderbilt. And so then you see all the beautiful Hardingers. So you can put your names in there, or just one name, which would be fine. And the verse actually is very heartfelt, because we love our families. That's what it's about. And I also wanted to show you this one, which we haven't seen for a while, and it's actually perfect for this time of year.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
It's very bright as a pillow, and I haven't shown it as a pillow very often. I usually just show it
the frame piece.
Show the frame piece. So this is, of course, the frame piece here that you've seen before. But on the pillow, what we did was we had this piece of black fabric that Lisa joined these two fabrics with. And then I thought it was so gorgeous. So we had these little sunflower buttons
yeah,
as well. And we made these out of pearl cotton, and then cut them out because they're made with blanket stitches around the outside, Algerian eyelets inside, and inside that is needle weaving that is called blanket stitch flower.
Yes.
So, and that looked to me so much like a sunflower. So I think that with this sunflower pattern on the side, it really forms such a cute little pillow, and it's great for this time of year because this is when the sunflowers are going to give us all their sunflower seeds. Finally, I have 2 designs that Kathy Jean made.
Oh.
Yes, and I found them just today, and I thought this actually is autumn as well.
Yes.
This is adorable. Trust and contentment radiate from a good friendship. And this is not my style at all, but I absolutely love what Kathy does with her style. Hers is more primitive and really different, and also much larger in scale.
Yes.
Like I like working in miniature, and she doesn't. So you have to look at this a little bit farther away. But as you can see, there's a dog and a cat, and her idea is to sit in front of a warm fire. I agree. And finally, she also has this one, which I found in the back when I was decluttering. And this is called Crow and Apples. Again, the crow's got a kind of a truncated body, so I would put the body out here a little ways past this branch. But my favorite part is this apple branch. Yeah, you know, in this beautiful curve. I just love that, and it is very, you know, autumny, both of them. Yep. So, yes, you're absolutely right, Viv. It's Kathy's birthday today. I'm going to go and drop off my yearly offering. Kathy always gets a big potted mum from me on her birthday. So I'm not even going to buy a birthday card or anything. I'm just going to sneak in and put a potted mum on her porch. Yeah. Yeah, her birthday is always October 1st. Well, always. Of course it is. Dorothy says, I like what you said. My husband always told me that a finished product is only as good as the materials that are used in it. Yeah. Well, that's very true. Yeah. And I also think that no matter what kind of materials one uses, it also is as good as what's in your heart.
That's right.
You know, so yeah, if you can afford certain kind of materials, great. But the actual impetus for the stitching is also what you go through as you're stitching it, not just the end product, right? So I kind of look at both sides. Karen Leary says, I have to go be a hospital patient now and get back into bed.
Gallbladder infection.
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Wow. It's going to leave your body? Oh no, it's going to be treated before it leaves your body. Well, that's good. Karen, I'm sorry to hear that. And I'm also glad to hear that you were able to actually access us in your hospital stay. Yeah. Wow. That's dedication. And that's such a shame. I'm so sorry, Karen. I hope you get better real fast. Mary says, take care. And Viv says, what fun. Yes, it always is fun. I haven't seen Kathy since the summer.
Probably, when did we see her? The end of July? Yeah.
Yes. Well, with COVID, we don't see each other as often. And she's busy with her family. So it's not like you and I see each other every day.
Pretty much.
But how many people do you see every day that you know, other than us working together?
Yeah, my husband.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's not what I meant.
Whether I want to or not.
That's for sure. Okay. I'm not going to go any further on that one.
You're not going to take that, you know.
Nope. Not going there. I know that you have a great relationship, and so do I.
I do. I like to give them a hard time.
But exactly. Yeah. We do like to do that once in a while. I remember when you first came to work for Victoria Sampler, or worked for me, and Richard was there, and he said, only one rule, Lisa. Yes, you can come to work for us for sure, but there's only one rule. Do you remember the rule?
I do. We didn't obey it, did we?
No. The rule was we cannot pick on him because he'd be the only man in the business.
That might have lasted maybe a couple of days, but that's about it.
Poor guy. Okay, so remember last week I said I was going to read a little bit. I'm going to read just a little bit because of my head and feeling a little achy. So I'm probably going to cut it short today. But I did want to show you the 3 books that I found. And if I show you all 3 books, at least the covers, you can look them up yourself if you want. I know this one's available in Amazon in Canada. It's called The Subversive Stitch. And it's called the Subversive Stitch Embroidery and the Making of the Feminine. It's a little bit, it's very academic, let's put it that way. It's not an easy read, but there are some portions of it that I find so fascinating because it talks about embroidery probably more in England and Europe than in North America. From about the time 13 to 1400s in the Middle Ages until the Victorian times. And it really does give a completely different perspective of embroidery and what we as women are connected to, as far as our status and as far as how people looked at us as women throughout the centuries with regard to needlework. Because no matter what, from about the 1300s on, you weren't considered a true, upstanding member of society as a woman if you didn't do needlework. It's unbelievable when you think about it, because that's not the case now. I can't imagine. I mean, there are people who do needlework and people who don't.
Yeah.
And, maybe there's 5% of people that actually are men doing needlework.
Yes,
so it's
absolutely.
not a feminine thing.
Yeah.
But it has been a feminine thing throughout history. And I just love this book because of it. I'll read you the front little bit. And then next week, as I promised last week, but I'm still going to do it next week, it said in the front, oh, I love this. Has the pen or pencil dipped so deep in the blood of the human race as the needle? What a question. Asked the writer Olive Schreiner. The answer is quite simply no. The art of embroidery has been the means of educating women into the feminine ideal and of proving that they have attained it. But it has also provided a weapon of resistance to the constraints of femininity. In this book, I examine the historical processes by which embroidery became identified with a particular set of characteristics and consigned to women's hands. By mapping the relationship between the history of embroidery and changing notions of what constituted feminine behavior from the Middle Ages to the 20th century, we can see how the art became implicated in the creation of femininity across classes, and that the development of ideals of feminine behavior determined the style and the iconography of needlework. If you know what I mean, you're talking about like making samplers or you're making pictures. Those are all styles, and those styles actually meant something in the days that they were being done by women. To know the history of embroidery is to know the history of women. And I know it sounds like a very large statement, and of course it's not the history of all women, and it's not all the history of women, but to know that embroidery has, throughout the ages, meant something to our gender is really important as you are embroidering, because it is our history. We're the ones carrying this forward. So to me, it's very relevant that we understand a little bit what history and what women have meant to embroidery and vice versa. So that's this one, The Subversive Stitch. And I'll read something more out of that one another time. I also want to recommend this book. This is written by Yvette Stanton. Those of you who are left-handed, and there probably are legion of you, don't you think?
I would think so, absolutely.
I mean, all of our directions are generally done for right-handed people. And so when you see some of our directions and see me stitching on a video, I'm right-handed. And people who are left-handed very rarely get an idea of how to deal with all these right-handed directions. So keep in mind this book. It's called The Left-Handed Embroiderer's Companion. It allows you to use ways to see what's in front of you as a right-hander and then translate it to your left hand more easily. Doesn't mean you haven't already figured things out, because you have to. But as a left-hander, I think it's nice to have a book like this that helps you navigate through some of the directions that we give and other people give as well. So it's by Yvette Stanton, and I think it's probably available in any probably on Amazon as well.
Absolutely.
So I'll show you some of the insides. It'll give you directions literally for making the stitches. Yeah. It also gives you, and I'll just show you this way, so you can see almost all of these.
Lots of illustration.
Familiar stitches are illustrated with the left hand in mind. And then at the beginning, I think there is a beautiful, an introduction that tells you what her theories are and how you can do this yourself. So this is really good, okay, Left-Handers Converters Companion. I hope that you, if you haven't heard of it, then and you are left-handed, it's a really good idea. Good for you, Tammy. You're left-hander. Linda is left-handed for a while, exactly. Did you decide what color you were going to make your cast? Because on Facebook, Linda was asking people, should I make mine black or orange? She's already had various other colors.
Oh, okay.
Louise says, I'm a lefty. Thanks for the book suggestion. Yeah, it is a really good one. And Yvette Stanton is well known for giving excellent, excellent instructions. And see if there's anyone else. I know left-handed people have difficulty cutting in hardanger embroidery. I'm not sure if people have it difficult. Oh, I see, because the scissors are generally right-handed. In other words, they cut only one way.
Yeah.
So what you might need to do is move to the other side of the stitch. In other words, if your directions say that you cut on this side and you keep your cluster block on the right, what you would most likely do is have to go to that very same side but do it left-handed. And you know, it's not easy for me to do, but I wonder if it's in Yvette Stanton's book.
Could be, yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And Linda decided on orange.
Oh.
Okay, that should be, you could see you coming from a mile away.
Very, very in season.
That's what she was wanting to do. I suggested black, so you could paint orange things and white things and ghosts and everything, because you know black is like the background of things. But hey, you like to be obvious. You like to you like people to see. Oh, Norma says, I just watched Yvette Stanton on YouTube this morning showing a buttonhole tutorial. Enjoyed it very much. Was she using her left hand, Norma? I'm not sure whether she was or not, so I hope she did, because that actually will also be extremely helpful for people who are left-handers. Thanks, Norma. That's really interesting. I'm going to have to look her up. And those are my 3 books that I wanted to show you. This one I did not show you, but it was the history of perforated paper. And I've got my sticky note there, and I'm going to show you that next week when I am not under the headache thing, because it's a really interesting read, but I don't have the energy at this time to read the whole thing out loud to you. But I will next week, I promise. Norma says, no, I don't think so. She says she thinks that it was done in right-handed.
Right-handed.
I was pretty sure Yvette herself was left-handed, but hey, maybe she's doing a general tutorial.
Well, yeah, and maybe for population-wise, there probably is more right-handed stitchers than left-handed stitchers.
Yeah.
So to accommodate the mass majority.
Which is what we often do. And
which
that's what happens, yeah. So, we've come to the end of our little stream today. It's 10:15. I'm so happy that so many of you joined us and that you are still here, which is really nice. And I do thank you very much, Linda. I will feel better, I'm sure. All I need to do is go lie down with a wet cloth on my head. No, I don't want to do that. That's what my mom used to do.
True. But I think quiet time.
Yes, I think quiet time. Poor Linda, Lisa. She's having to put up with me. She's taking care of me now.
No, quiet time is good. I'm all for quiet time.
I think I'll go take another Advil and see if that helps.
Yes.
Jillian Burr says she does an early style hardanger. Gotcha. And Linda says, yes, Yvette is left-handed. Had her as a teacher once. I bet she was great. I bet she was. This is the Stitch Along for the beginning of October, October 1st. This is part 1. Are you ready? There we go. This is the beginning. As you can tell, there are some pumpkins there. You can decorate them up a storm. And as you can also tell, there's a herringbone stitch at the bottom, which I've used once before, so that would be fun. This is the herringbone stitch that actually doesn't quite match this one. I just realized the diagram is wrong, so I'm going to have to change
the diagram before you put it up.
Yes, I'm sorry, you guys. But in any case, there will be a diagram that will be exactly correct. And that is the beginning of October. It's a cute little scene.
And show the back so they can see how it flows.
Yes. So this is the back. And as you can see, we're now down at the bottom row. And just starting that. Honestly, I had no idea it was going to turn out like this. Because this was all done one at a time without any major kind of idea in mind.
Yeah.
But luckily, I did notice that there was 2 little people, and here was a building. So I thought, here's a building, and so I put the 2 little people juxtaposed. So as you can see, there's 2 little people, 2, 2, and 2. And as you can imagine, there will be 2 little people here and 2 little people there. But how and what they're doing is still a mystery. I better make sure that diagram gets changed.
Yes. Otherwise, people will go, what? This doesn't make any sense.
Thank you, Brenda. Can't not show up.
Yeah.
Those of you who show up here expect us to be here, so thank you for saying that. That's so sweet of you. Take care. I will indeed. I'm not stitching along now, but I'm downloading all the patterns. You're welcome. I'm really glad you're downloading them all and that you can find them all.
Absolutely.
So, without further ado, thanks, Mary. So good to hear from you. And I think this is going to be the end, which means that you and I have to put our little hands up.
Exactly. Until next week.
See you later.
Yeah. Bye-bye.